Now to Formula One, where Christian Horner has been linked with a move to Ferrari. For more on this, we're joined by our reporter, Craig Slater. Craig, could Horner really move to Ferrari?
It's possible, but at this stage, unlikely. Yes, there were some reports in the British press this week to that effect. Now, our Sky colleagues in Italy have rather played down the notions that anything substantial has happened in terms of talks. In fact, they've pretty much rubbished the fact that any serious talks have taken place between Horner and Ferrari. Ferrari themselves have been on to them. They haven't chosen to dignify these reports with even a no comment, so that they've said absolutely nothing on the matter. What I understand has taken place has been a very informal sounding out between Horner and Ferrari about maybe what Horner's future intentions are. So something very preliminary. And we have to remember that Christian Horner can't work within a Formula One team until April next year. Ferrari did approach Horner in 2022. At that time, he was very much a Red Bull man and wasn't going anywhere, but of course times have changed. But I think to contextualise all of this, what we do know about Christian Horner, and I've spoken to people close to him, is that he wants a stake in a Formula One team. He wants to be a shareholder. Is he going to get that at Ferrari? Very unlikely. He wants to have total control over whichever racing team he comes back to be involved with. Again, with Ferrari's command structure, would they make that happen? Maybe, but not straightforward. And the other thing is, he's very much a hands-on boss. If he's not at the racetrack, he's at the factory. Would he move his family to Italy to do that with Ferrari? Again, that would be a big career move. So I think it's possible, but it's maybe not the most obvious next step for Horner.
Ferrari already have a team principal, though. They
do. Fred Vasseur, who they've only just recently given a 3-year contract extension to. And he's doing a solid job as well. You know, they have had positive results. They've been on an upward trajectory until this year, when they started the year with a difficult car. However, he has avoided the team lapsing into a crisis. They have worked hard to sort their problems out. They are integrating Lewis Hamilton within the team. One or two reports have suggested maybe could Fred Vasseur still be there with Horner as a kind of executive chairman figure, to have the kind of setup that McLaren have. I'm not sure how Fred would feel about that, but it's a big moment for Ferrari. These next two races, USA and Mexico, were the last races they won. So we've got an anniversary of a year without a win. That adds to the pressure on Vasseur. A big winter for Ferrari. I think they need to show in the early races of next year that they're at least on some kind of pathway to challenging for titles again.
Well, Craig, the other big news this week is George Russell signing a multi-year deal with Mercedes. Tell us a little bit more about this, and whether that means that Toto Wolff's pursuit of Max Verstappen is off.
Yeah, I think paused is maybe the best term to talk about Wolff's admiration and possible pursuit of Verstappen. The question is, how multi-year is George Russell's multi-year deal? I've seen some people speculate that maybe he's just in the car guaranteed for 2026, and for 2027 onwards, Mercedes have an option to keep him. I'm assured that isn't the case. I've been told all along, no, a multi-year deal is a multi-year deal. It reflects our appreciation for the job he is doing and our commitment to Russell going forwards. It's a big moment in F1 next year. New rules, the landscape could completely change. If, say, Russell has the best car but doesn't win the championship, Max Verstappen's Red Bull team are really struggling, would there be the potential to move Russell on and bring Verstappen in? Yes, almost certainly the case. But in many people's eyes, Russell has what is likely to be the best car next year, and he has dominated Kimi Antonelli this season. Antonelli's got a little bit better as the season's progressed, but could be a golden opportunity for Russell to make himself world champion. And if he is the champion, then that's a whole different negotiating position to make sure of his future at Mercedes. And ultimately, as I understand it, he does have a contract for the following year, for 2027 as well.